In the middle of the night, a family fled their massive New York dream home, leaving the front door swung open and a single interior light burning. They didn't tack. They left behind their clothing, their jewelry, their life savings, and the physical deed to the property itself. The prevailing theory, popularized by Hollywood, claims the Lutz family fabricated their ghost story. Skeptics argue it was a hoax, orchestrated purely for fame and a lucrative book deal. But that theory ignores a glaring behavioral contradiction. If the ultimate goal was financial gain, a rational family would not permanently abandon their entire net worth at 3 in the morning. To understand the true nature of 112 Ocean Avenue, we must bypass the cinematic dramatizations and forensically examine the raw evidence that drove a family past the brink of logic. To find the property's baseline reality, we have to rewind exactly 1 year, to November 1974, before the Lutz family ever arrived. The property was already an active crime scene. At 3:15 a.m., Ronald Butch DeFeo Jr. walked through the halls and systematically murdered his parents and 4 siblings in their sleep. DeFeo's courtroom defense was highly specific. He testified that his mind did not choose to kill, but that his body was physically compelled by disembodied voices echoing inside the home's walls. Long before any paranormal investigators arrived, the architecture had already absorbed a massive documented trauma. It was primed for what came next. In December 1975, George and Kathy Lutz purchased the vacant, heavily discounted murder site. Initially, they were completely naive to the sheer brutality of the home's history. This calendar tracks the rapid onset of their nightmare. Within the first 7 days, the family documented severe, unexplained temperature drops. By the second week, an overpowering phantom stench of raw sewage emanated from every room, despite George finding absolutely no plumbing blockages. Then the physical decay triggered a psychological invasion. The youngest daughter, Missy, began communicating exclusively with an unseen entity she named Jody. The disturbances turned violent. The youngest son watched non-human shadows. George suffered paralyzing nightmares, and heavy doors violently slammed shut. By day 28, the home reached a terrifying apex. The family reported a suffocating sensation that the house was crowded with heavy, breathing, unseen entities. The simultaneous breakdown of environmental physics and the family's psychological stability categorizes the events at 112 Ocean Avenue as an active, aggressive territorial occupation. The sudden abandonment of the property drew the attention of renowned paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. They arrived with a highly skeptical hypothesis. They initially suspected the Lutz family was orchestrating a theatrical hoax to intentionally devalue the property and secure a financial settlement. But their physical investigation rapidly dismantled that skepticism. The Warrens discovered a demonic presence that they explicitly tied to the victims of the DeFeo massacre. The ultimate piece of visual proof was captured by an automated infrared camera. An infrared camera is a device that detects thermal energy to create an image, making it capable of seeing in total darkness. The camera snapped a glowing-eyed figure of a boy peeking out from a dark bedroom, bearing a precise resemblance to one of the murdered DeFeo children. The Warrens' official validation solidified the Amityville case as a globally recognized flashpoint for paranormal research. The immediate aftermath doomed the house's reputation. The very next family to purchase the property fled after a mere 15 days, citing identical encounters with the ghost of a young girl. Fast forward to the present day. The home recently sold for $1.43 million, and its current occupants maintain an absolute, unwavering refusal to speak to the media. Physical owners change, and walls are repainted, but the historical record implies that violent trauma roots itself permanently into the architecture. 112 Ocean Avenue stands as a monument to a terrifying reality. Some houses do not simply hold memories. They wait in the dark for new occupants to feed on.